The avoiding scandal part of the cabinet is perhaps the most fun because everyone loves a good cabinet scandal. For the first, let's say, 80 years of the cabinet history, the number one scandal that people referred to was President Jackson's Petticoat Affair. Now, the way the Petticoat Affair developed is such a distinctly 19th century story. One of Jackson's department secretaries was married to a woman named Margaret Eaton. And some people thought that Margaret Eaton was a woman of ill repute, that they had had sexual relations before marriage and that she was quite scandalous. And the wives of the other department secretaries refused to socialize with her. They basically shunned her. They would not accept her invitations. And when she was present, they ignored her. Jackson was furious about this because he had felt that his wife had been subject to improper accusations as well, and it had driven her into an early grave. And so he thought Margaret Eaton was the same. And he demanded that the secretaries respect her. He demanded that the secretaries' wives socialize with her. And he demanded that the secretaries make their wives pay attention to Margaret. Now, that didn't go very well. And the secretaries refused. And so Jackson refused to meet with his cabinet for a full year. He wouldn't talk to them. He wouldn't consult with them, with the exception of Martin Van Buren, who conveniently was a bachelor. So he didn't have a wife that he had to force to socialize with Margaret, and he was happy to be nice to her. About a year into this scandal, completely broken down the administration, Martin Van Buren arranged a system where he and John Eaton would resign and be given basically other positions in the administration. And that way, Jackson could force the rest of his secretaries to resign sort of without losing face. Jackson implemented the strategy, got a brand new cabinet, and that all broke down a couple years later when they wouldn't do what he wanted over the United States Bank. So Jackson really wanted a cabinet that would do whatever he said, would never disagree, would never offer alternative perspectives. And it led to one of the largest scandals that really consumed Washington, D.C. Culture and politics for the better part of a year.